Hi Pre-K and happy Friday. It's Miss Dawanda here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make gingerbread houses out of Pop-Tarts. So you will need some Pop-Tarts. You can use any kind. Use Pop-Tarts, anything similar to them. You will also need some frosting. The frosting in the container is better for sealing your house together because it's thicker. I also have some icing in a pouch just for decorating it afterwards. Some leftover Halloween candy that I'm not going to eat. And I already took the Pop-Tarts out of the packages that they come in just to make sure that they weren't broken or crumbled, because you want your Pop-Tarts to be whole and you don't want them to be crumbled or cracked. I also have a plate to build my house on. Right now my Pop-Tarts are on a cutting board, so I don't mess up my table. I have a butter knife for spreading the frosting, and then friends, you will need a grown-up because they will need to use an actual sharp knife for cutting two of your pieces to your house. So first I'm going to show you guys how to make the cutouts with the pointed tip for the front and the back of your gingerbread house. I already did one just to show you guys what it should look like when you're done cutting it. So first you'll take two Pop-Tarts and lay them down horizontally, and you will take another uncut Pop-Tart and lay it down vertically, so a long ways up and down. And you will take your knife, grown-ups, you will take the knife and cut from the corner of one of the Pop-Tarts to the upper center of your Pop-Tart that is in the middle, and you can sort of eyeball it. And you just press down and cut it. And you can set this off to the side. You can eat it later, or you could throw it out. And then you do the same on the other side. Line it up with the edge of the Pop-Tart that is laying horizontally, and make it meet in the middle to create a pointed tip. Now we are done with all of our cutting. Just gonna move that over to the side. Now we'll open our frosting. We take our first piece. We put some frosting on the bottom so we can stick it to the plate. So you want to put it on the outside part, the outside edge of your Pop-Tart. You can layer it on pretty thick. It doesn't have to be a whole bunch, but you do want it to be able to stick, so you don't want to layer it too thin. And you're also going to add some frosting to the inner side of the shorter side of the Pop-Tarts. And when you add it to the inside, you want it to be a, let me see if you can see it, a thicker layer of it. This side can be a little thinner, but this one you want it to be a thicker layer so that your house sticks together. And I do have some paper towels off to the side because it will get a little bit messy, but that's okay. So now we stick our Pop-Tart here, and it should stay long enough for us to get this side done. So for the parts with the, that's okay, we could pick that back up. For the parts that have the sharp edge at the top, you want to put the frosting on the outer edge instead of on the inside of the Pop-Tart, on the outer edge on both sides, as well as on the bottom of it, so that it can also stick to the plate. And you want to make it a little thick so that it'll stick to the frosting on this Pop-Tart. Okay, so we're going to pick this one up. And that's totally okay that it fell over. We're going to stick them together just like that. And then we're going to take this other piece and we're going to do this side over here. So same thing, you take your frosting and put it on the outer edge. Pretty thick layer of it. And these smell so good. And you can use any color frosting you want. I just used a white frosting because I wanted it to look a little bit like snow. But you can use any color as long as it's a frosting and not an icing, because we want it to be able to stick the different walls of our house together. And then don't forget, add a little bit of frosting at the bottom so that it will stick to your plate and it will not slide. Stick it right on there. Okay. Now we have one more wall and then we will do the roof. So, for this one, you're going to put it on the inner corners. We're not going to put it on the outside, we're going to put it on the inside of your Pop-Tart. And it doesn't have to be super neat or anything. You can put it on there kind of sloppily because it's your gingerbread house and you can make it however you want to make it. And then a little bit on the bottom, and this side you are going to go on the outer corner because this is the part that we are sticking to the plate. And we don't want our house to go slipping and sliding across the plate. So then we just press that onto there. Sure the walls are all stuck together. So now we have all of our walls to our house up, front and the sides and the back. And now we're going to do the roof. So I'll do it from this angle so you guys can see a little bit better. So your roof, you're going to put it on this way. So the corners of the roof Pop-Tart should match the corners of the front and the back of your house. And then you'll have a little bit hanging off, like an actual roof hangs off of a house. But that means we have to put frosting on the insides of your Pop-Tart so that it can stick to your roof. a pretty thick layer. It doesn't have to be too thick, but you do not want your roof to slide off your house because your house has to have a roof, right? Then you're gonna put some on just one of the outer edges. So not both of them, just one. I'm gonna choose this one just because my hand is holding this one at the bottom, this side at the bottom. And then this top layer on the outside, you do want to layer it on pretty thick so that both sides of the roof can connect and bond together. So now that that is on, we place it on the top of the house. And for that side, I kind of forgot, but that's okay. We're gonna add a little bit of frosting right here just to make sure our roof stays. I don't think the other side's gonna move. You could put the frosting right here or not. Your roof should stay on there either way, but that's just to make sure it doesn't move at all. If you're gonna be moving this to a different room in your house, or if you're gonna wanna pick it up, you might